Hi, this is Miss Jeannie and welcome to Smart Owl Readers. Today we'll be doing letter K. I'm always going to tell you to watch that introduction if you haven't, or maybe watch it a second time now that you've done some books, so you can think in your mind, what are you going for? What's the goal? The goal is to master the sounds of the alphabet. That's their beginning foundation in reading. I can't tell you how important it is, and there will be a handful of letters for every child I've ever taught that are more difficult. So they'll need more practice. That's all. They just need a little more practice. Sometimes it's the name they trip up on. Sometimes it's the sound. Okay, so let's do letter K. I go right over to opening up the book. Okay, so maybe they know a kangaroo. Kangaroo, K, K. And sometimes they'll stop because they've heard that sound before. And I'll say, does that sound familiar to you? Because this letter C has the same sound. Isn't that silly? C and K have the same sound. K for C, K for K. Here also, I say this as I'm starting is, here's our new letter. Its name is K and its sound is K. King, K, K. Kite, K, K. And get out and fly some kites. I don't see as many kite flying activities as I used to. Kettle, K, K. They might ask about this, and again, you're building vocabulary, so keep that in mind. It's not a waste of time to introduce new things to them, new words, and talk about what it does. Fill it with water, you put it on the stove, steam comes out. If you have one, do it with them so they can see this. And I can make some hot tea for you. Key, K, K. Koala, K, K. Okay, now we're at the stopping point if you want to. Here we're going to go over the same pictures and the same letter and sound, but this time he's on the lines. You've got your blue, the sky, the grass, and the fence. So I'll trace this one. Now beware here of those lines on the lowercase k so that you can show them when you're coming in. It's the fence we start, we go in and then out, his arm and his leg, sometimes I say. Kangaroo, K, K. King, K, K. Get them to read this if they know this. You're just pointing the beginning. Kite, K, K. Again, don't wait a long time. We don't want them frustrated. They'll say it pretty quickly if they know what it is. If not, just tell them. Kettle, K, K. Key, K, K. Koala, K, K. Now we're at uppercase. Now the uppercase K and the lowercase k, I have 7-8-year-olds that do not differentiate in their writing those two letters. So to them, to many, it looks exactly the same. So we'll talk about uppercase K a little bit, but the shape here of the starting at the top and going in and out, that's the direction. This one is the top to bottom. Kite, K, K. Kangaroo, K, K. King, K, K. Right now you have a chance to look at the K where he is, how tall he is. And you can see here that it's starting at the blue and going in and coming out, where lowercase was a bit different as far as the starting point at the red line. Now this might be a tricky one for them a concept for them to get, and that's okay. Writing is a whole other step besides just learning to read and know your sounds. So I'm not spending as much time on the writing, but if this is something a place where you're at and you want to do that, it's just a little bit of tips. Koala, K, K. Kettle, K, K. And now we're going to show upper and lower together. So this is where you get to kind of really look and ask them, wow, what's different about these two letters? What's the same? Oh, they both have just exactly the same sideline. Top to bottom, it's the same height, but their arm and their leg is what I kind of call it, is starting at a different place. K, kite, and we do sounds just this time. K, k. It's not K, 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 K. This is a way to get them ready for their next level, which will be sounding out 3-letter words. Kangaroo, K, K. King, K, K. And our last page is the koala saying, good job. So parents, I can't thank you enough for watching the video, but really for spending time with your children and making the sounds of the alphabet something fun for them, a time with you. I recommend, doing it in a, in their room, someplace that's cozy or a quiet time, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. It's just a little bit of time, do it and then back off, pull out any book that you want that you've covered with them. Some will like to do the same book over and over and over again. Others want a new book. So, play around with that. You'll start to learn them and you'll know which ones that they get right away and which ones they need to practice more. And usually the ones they need to practice more, they're not going to reach for. So sometimes you have to say, it's my turn to pick or something like that. So that you're actually practicing those ones that are difficult too. Alrighty, until I